Hello there, my name is Michael Lederer, and I have been doing hair since the 1970s. I guess I'm kind of giving a little bit of my age away. So you might say I know a few things about hair. I've owned salons around the country and had, in the 1980s, had 4 salons in the Dallas area. So what I am attempting to do here, being we are all isolated in our homes, is to give you some hair tips. And I want to break this out in a series. The first one is going to be selecting the proper hair color, being hair color is a big deal for so many people. I've had friends and some clients call me and ask me what to do. So I figured I would give you all a little bit of a hand. Now, this is not a permanent kind of a fix, because at the end of the day, it really is important to let professionals do what professionals do. But I am attempting to give you a little bit of a hand. So what I'm going to do is, let's call it a Band-Aid until we all get back to normal. And that is until you can all get back with your loving hairdressers who I'm sure you miss desperately. So I've heard a lot of people on TV talking about recommendations to use color sticks or a temporary color. None of that is bad. It's just shampoo to shampoo. It could be messy. So I personally would not be fearful of using a semi-permanent color or a permanent color. Semi-permanent is usually the less risky way to go, but I also would not be completely freaked out about using a permanent color. So here's some tips. First of all, you always want to make sure that you have no allergic reaction to hair color. What does that mean? That means make sure you test it. So how do you do that? You take equal amounts of color and peroxide, whatever you're going to be using, whether it's 20 volume or 10 volume, just a dab will do it. And you just put it on the inside of your arm or your wrist, give it about an hour. If nothing happens, you're good to go. So let me just say how important that is, because I've seen some pretty severe situations through my years when people had allergic reactions. So please, if you're dealing with new hair color, even though you get color, you don't know the brands that you're using, test the color first. So, okay, here we go. If you're using a permanent hair color, realize that dark hair has a tremendous amount of red in it. What does that mean? That means if you're going to lift color on dark hair, it's going to pull a lot of red. And that can be pretty ugly if you don't know what you're doing. So if you are going to go a couple shades, 2, 3, 4 shades lighter, say from a dark brown to a medium brown, say you're going to lift it 3 shades, you want to make sure that you're using an ash color, because what ash does, it neutralizes the red. So if you're going to go out and buy a color, you want to make sure it's a medium ash brown. From dark brown, you're going to go to a medium ash brown. With the semi-permanent color, you really do need to stay as close as possible to your natural color, because it really doesn't have any lifting power. You're using a very low volume peroxide, 10 volume peroxide, and basically it's just going to put color into the hair. It's not going to lift it. It's going to give you okay gray coverage, but once again, it is not going to lift color, and that's something you can apply throughout your whole head. If you want to cover gray, use color that matches your natural color tone. So if you have dark brown hair, use a neutral dark brown color. So in other words, say you have a gray, an inch of gray regrowth. Your hair is dark brown. You really want to get a dark brown color that, and if say there's no red in your hair, you get a dark brown neutral color, and you just apply it to the root area. Now, if you're going to be doing, let's say, a reddish, if say your hair is got a lot of red in it, say it's a dark reddish brown, then you want to get yourself a dark, obviously reddish brown color, and apply it to the roots only. Now, most of the time, I would recommend only using, on permanent colors, only using 20 volume peroxide. You can get 30, 40. I would stay away. Those have tremendous lifting powers in them, and I would stay away from that while doing your hair at home. Once again, my advice would be just to do the best that you can do to match the color that your hairdresser has given you, and do nothing more than your regrowth. Don't become chemists, don't get creative, don't start mixing multiple colors. Just try to get you through this rough patch. Never try to go much lighter than your natural color, or you will run into problems at home. So if your hair is natural light ash brown and you are looking to cover gray, get yourself a light ash brown color and apply only to the regrowth. This is not perfect because ash does not cover gray perfectly, but it will suffice until you can get to your hairdresser. Once again, remember, don't try to be chemists. You're not chemists. We're just trying to get you through this rough spell. So now if your hair is almost all gray and your hairdresser has made you some sort of shade of blonde, a medium blonde say, then most likely all you need to do is get a medium blonde color and apply it to the regrowth. So once again, medium blonde hair, if it has if it's blonde with a lot of red in it, then you get a medium reddish blonde. If it has a lot of gold in it, medium golden blonde. But most of the time you're going to just be fine with a neutral medium blonde color and just apply once again to the regrowth. Now we're going to be, on the next video, I'm going to be talking about techniques. So we'll make sure you tune into that. Now I recommend completely staying away from highlights. That can really run you into big trouble. Now lowlights as well. I would just stay away from anything, as I said, but regrowth. And if you have highlighted hair, make sure you work really hard not to get that color over the blonde. So in other words, you just really want to get it into that regrowth and not on the blonde. And once again, on the next video, when I teach you application, I'll explain how that works. Once again, applying color will have a great deal of the outcome of what you wind up with. Once again, I'll be talking about this on the next video. If you have any questions, go to MS, that's Michael Scott, MS Salon, SALON.com, and there's a comment box. Just go ahead and send me a question. I'll be happy to answer it. Well, hopefully this has helped you a little bit, and stay well, and remember to stay home, and if you go out, stay 6 feet from anyone, and wash your hands. This is Michael Lederer signing out.